I've seen a lot of videos on the Samsung Galaxy S10 and the S10 Plus, but to be honest, I haven't really seen a lot of attention towards the Galaxy S10e. So I took it on myself and I decided to buy it and see what it's made of. I think this Samsung Galaxy S10e is the competition for the iPhone XR, and if I was to choose between the two, I would definitely go for the S10e. Like, come on, this phone could charge my iPhone XS. It has reverse charging. Like, that's the coolest thing I've heard all 2019, which is still mind-boggling to me. Now you might be wondering why I want to get the S10e when there's the S10 and the S10 Plus. Well, first of all, if you're on a tight budget like me, and you would definitely want to look at the S10e because any S10 without the E is going to cost you over $1,000 in the US, and I wouldn't even mention the price here in Canada because it sounds scary. With that being said, the S10e is similar to the bigger brothers, but it has its own unique approach. The only thing that's different is the size, the camera, the fingerprint reader, the display, and the price, which is $750 US, which is decent for what you're getting. Let's first talk about the camera. Now the Galaxy S10e packs two cameras on the back, one 12 megapixel primary sensor with a variable aperture of either f1.5 or f2.4, and another 16 megapixel sensor mated to the ultra wide lens, which is a 123 degree field of view, which is just crazy and it's really beautiful. You'll never get that on the iPhone XR, I'm just saying. Oh yeah, on the front is a 10 megapixel f1.9 lens, which is okay, it's not the best in my opinion. I'm not sure what else to tell you about the camera, so I went outside, I took some pictures and videos, which I think speaks for themselves. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Now, let's take a look at the fingerprint reader. I was so excited when I got this phone from TELUS. I was excited unboxing it and everything because the first thing I wanted to try out was the ultrasonic fingerprint reader, which is basically the touch screen under the glass. But I was disappointed that it wasn't installed on this model, but instead they added a fingerprint reader on the power button, which is located on the right side of the device. I think it's pretty cool and it's also really responsive. You can even use it as a gesture to pull down the notification menu, which is a nifty feature, but I tend to pull it down by mistake a lot of times, which is annoying, so I definitely turned this feature off. I don't always have my finger on the right side of the phone, so sometimes the location gets pointless to me, but that's just something I can live with because it's really fast. Now onto my favorite part about this device, and it's the display, and oh boys and girls, it's just beautiful, especially the way they added the front facing camera as a hole in the display, which is called like the hole punch or the infinity display, some crap like that. But it's basically a hole in the display rather than a typical notch, which is just pure genius. The S10e has a 5.8-inch screen and uses the Samsung's new dynamic AMOLED display technology. You get the same fantastic screen as the Galaxy S10 and the S10 Plus. The only difference is it doesn't have WQHD, which is basically a 4K resolution screen. Instead, you'll have to settle for the full HD, which to me is not an issue because, like, yeah, you'll get over it. The screen still looks sharp and it has HDR10 Plus certified, so you'll see some incredible color accuracy. It gets really bright outside, so you don't even have problems looking at the screen in the sunlight. Colors on it don't seem oversaturated, and the blacks are impressively deep, which helps mask the hole punch camera with certain wallpapers. And speaking about those wallpapers, the Galaxy S10 lineups probably has the best wallpaper in mobile history I've ever seen, because with the new hole punch display, like, everyone is getting really creative, going like ham in Photoshop. Users are just getting a lot of nice wallpapers for these hole punch display. So far, my favorite one is this Pikachu one I found on Reddit. They even have this whole subreddit dedicated to wallpapers for the new Galaxy S10 devices. Now, a little bit more about the screen. It would be nice if full screen apps adapt to make use of the screen space. For example, like YouTube lets you watch full screen video that goes edge to edge on the S10 Plus, which looks more immersive, but like apps like Netflix hasn't really added this support yet. So this also depends on the aspect ratio the video was filming, as there are some YouTube videos that look awkward on the hole punch camera as well. But to be completely honest, you're not getting a lackluster screen with the Galaxy S10e. It's basically like the iPhone XR compared to the XS and the XX Max, but the S10e has a superior screen resolution compared to the XR, so you'll be more than satisfied actually. Now let's talk a little bit about performance. Performance wise, it's been blazing fast so far. I've been using it for a week now and I haven't had no issues. I play a lot of games on it as well. So where the S10e differs is it comes with 6 gigs of RAM in the base model instead of 8 gigs of RAM found in its bigger brothers. So you get the same 128 gig of internal storage, and a micro SD card slot is presented if you need more space. Now, does having less RAM cause an issue? Not for me. I haven't seen a single performance dip in my time using the phone as my daily driver. It runs games like Breakneck and Fortnite without a hitch, and multitasking in split screen mode hasn't caused any issues at all. If you're worried, you can always spend more money to buy the 8 gig RAM option at $850, but at that point you probably should just go for the 6-inch Galaxy S10. Now about battery life, you get a 3100 mAh battery. It could probably bring it throughout the day, but barely. So if you have a job, if you have work and you're at work and you don't really use your phone that much around the desk, stuff like that, you will get through the day probably till like 7-8 p.m. But if you're like a student like me, you use your phone a lot, you use your phone in class, you're always on Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, playing games, listening to music, it will definitely die out and you have to charge it. You definitely need to bring a power bank, so I wasn't too impressed with the battery life, but if you're not a heavy user, you'll get through the day. Now, to conclude, the Samsung Galaxy S10e is what most people looking to upgrade their phone should buy. It doesn't have the strongest battery life or the best cameras, but it offers good value if you're looking for a flagship experience without having to shell out $900 or $1,000. You're still getting the best screen on a smartphone, great build quality, strong performance, waterproof, all that good stuff, good software, and capable cameras. So, should you buy it? It's a definite yes for me, especially if you're on a tight budget. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, guys, love, peace, and tweaks. Signing out.